Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine and safe at home. I welcome you all to K-Tech High School and Junior College. So, children, in our previous class, we have started with the new topic with our new lesson, that is the souvenir. We have completed half of the part and the rest we will continue in this class. Let's do a short recall of what we have finished in our previous class. In our previous class we have learned that Siley, she is going for a school trip and the trip is to moon. So they are going to moon and they are going to discover all the beautiful and attractive things that are there present on moon. So Siley, she was going for a school trip to moon and this trip was very expensive. This trip was highly expensive, but instead of that, her mother managed her to send her on this trip. So her mother managed to send her on this trip. And the mother, what she was telling Siley, that when her mother was in school, when she was small, at that time the longest trip that they had was to Europe. So now you're getting an opportunity. The mother is telling this to Siley that now you are getting a beautiful opportunity to visit moon. So make most out of it, which means to you can adventure a lot, you can discover a lot. So enjoy yourself and make most out of this trip. Next, what happened is now Siley and her friends, they are in the space shuttle and they have landed safely on the moon. Now they are heading towards the Neil Armstrong base. Over there, the receptionist is giving some instructions to the children. Now students, let us see what instructions the receptionist is giving. I welcome you all to the Neil Armstrong base. To make your stay on the moon pleasant and comfortable, I would like you to take certain precautions. Listen carefully to my instructions and please follow them during your stay. You know that the gravitational force of the moon is 1/6 that of the earth. In the human settlements on the moon, a gravitational force equivalent to that of Earth has been artificially maintained. But outside those settlements, the gravitational force of the moon is at work. You will have to be extremely careful when you roam around there. The second point to remember is related to shopping on the moon. You all must be interested in carrying souvenirs back home from the moon. Please buy the articles only from the shops which are inside the dome-shaped settlements. There you will be assured of genuine articles. Do not buy anything from the unauthorized shops outside the settlement. I wish you a very happy and pleasant stay on the moon. So over here, students, the receptionist, he is telling the children to be careful while roaming outside the settlement, which means that where the human beings are living, where they have built their house, that is called as settlement. So where they are living, the gravitational force. Now what is gravitational force, students? See, the apple that falls from the tree or any fruit that falls from the tree, it falls down. Why not upwards? Everything that falls down because there is a gravitational or magnetic force on the earth. As you all can see, when we get rains, the droplets fall down. If we are kicking the ball, even if we kick very high, the ball comes towards the ground. Why does this happen? This happens because of The gravitational force. Gravitational force is the magnetic force that the earth has, and because of which we can stand and we can do all the other actions, and we don't float, and there is no gravitational force in space. Hence we can see all the astronauts floating. So the receptionist is telling them that the gravitational force in the settlements where the people are living on the earth, at that site the gravitational force is maintained just like the gravitational force of the earth. But you need to be careful when you roam around the settlements, or you go away from the settlement. You have to be careful because the gravitational force around the settlement is at work. Next, he is instructing them that if you want to buy anything, like now you're on moon, right? You always want to buy something and you want to carry souvenirs with you all, which means some memory. So if you have to buy something, buy with from the shops which are there in the settlement. Don't buy it from outside the settlement. Why? Because these shops that are there outside the settlement, they are not authorized, and they will not give you the genuine article. So these were the two instructions. So their trip was of 3 days. Now on moon, there 15 days they have daytime and 15 they have nighttime, which means darkness is there everywhere for 15 days, and rest 15 days they have bright atmosphere over there. Now students, the first attraction that they had over there was Skywatch. Now on earth, if we watch, then we cannot see the stars that clearly. They are little bit of blur because of the atmosphere, and fog is there on earth, right? But through moon, everything was clear. They can see the stars shining and dazzling bright because there is no atmosphere or moon. So that was the very first attraction for the students, the sky watch, where they can see beautiful enchanting stars and enchanting view through the moon. So they have enjoyed this first activity that they did on moon, that was the sky watch. Now let us see what next they had done. The second day's attraction for the children was the circus on the moon. Now, one unique feature of the circus was a sitting arrangement. Now, how was the sitting arrangement? There were tents for the spectators. Now, students, who are the spectators? The person who watches the show. So, the people who are going to watch were seated in the tent, and the circus was going outside the tent. One of the gymnasts jumped 27 meters high, as you all can see in this video. So this was because the gravitational force outside the settlement was at work. So this was one of the attraction for the children. Now the students should spend some time on self-study. So their teacher had given them a work. She had assigned them to write an essay on their journey to moon, for which all the students, they were asked to go and explore different things and at various places on moon. So the children, they went to various places and they started to observe everything carefully, and they took a sight of everything because they have to write an essay on their trip to moon. On the third day, their teacher took them to a place of historical importance. 100 years ago, where Neil Armstrong had landed at this place. So now students, everybody was looking towards there, and they were looking forward to visit this monument, historical monument. So there was also a monument of Neil Armstrong. So the children were excited and they were looking forward to visit this monument. They also preserved the first footprint of Neil Armstrong on the moon. So when Neil Armstrong landed on moon, and his first footprint that was there, so they have preserved that first footprint also in it. And there was a huge statue of Neil Armstrong, and there, near the statue there were the quote that Neil Armstrong said: "One small step for a man, one giant leap of mankind." So these were his first words when he landed on moon. So near the statue, this quote was also quoted. That were the words of Neil Armstrong. The next attraction for the students was they were going to wear the space suit for the first time. So they were very excited to wear the spacesuit. The teacher instructed them that no one will hop or jump or run around. But they were not going to listen as they were excited. So all the students, they started running, jumping and hopping all over, everywhere. And these spacesuit were given to the children because now they were going to go outside the settlement. So outside the settlement, the gravitational force was at work. So all the students were given the spacesuit for their safety. They all roamed around outside the settlement. All the shopkeepers, they were selling their articles and they were shouting on top of their voice. One of the shopkeeper approached Siley and said, "Ma'am, buy these earrings. Buy this, sister. Don't think much. Cheaper and better. Take it." Now Siley, she remembered about her mother. In these 3 days, she had forgotten about her totally, and on this, she felt terribly guilty. So, Siley looked around. The other children had proceeded ahead. Now, Siley wants to buy something. "Come on, give me those red earrings. Quick!" Siley pointed at them and asked, "What's the price?" So now Siley wants to buy the red earrings for her mother. So she's asking what's the price, on which the shopkeeper is telling only 1000 rupees. So what Siley did, Siley immediately paid the amount, took the earrings and ran to catch up with her friends. Now why Siley was in such a hurry? Because they were instructed that not to buy anything from outside the settlement. But still Siley, she is purchasing something for her mother. Now let's see what happened next. On returning home, Siley told her mother very enthusiastically, "Mummy, look what I have bought for you." Her mother picked up the earrings. She exclaimed, "Hello dear, how am I going to wear such a heavy earrings?" Siley immediately realized her mistake. Siley had purchased the earrings in the field of the moon's gravity. Now students, Siley bought earrings for her mother, but the earrings were quite heavy. So now what happened? Siley, she realized what mistake she had made, because she purchased the earrings from outside the settlement. The earrings, because of the gravitational force, were light over there, but on earth it became heavy. Hope students, you all understood the story. Till then, bye bye and thank you.